Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I wanted to do a reading on the upcoming super blood moon eclipse in Sagittarius, which is happening on May 26, 2021. And this is going to be a pretty significant full moon, an eclipse. We haven't had one like it. The last time we had one was in 2019. So it's been a couple of years here before, since the last one. And with the blood moon eclipse, we are looking at cycles that started in May of 2020. We're also looking at changes, things that are going to be released, things that are going to be let go of. And it's almost an energy that's going to a fast pass to our next, to the next part of the journey. And we have some portals happening, and I just wanted to cover any messages that may be available to us for that upcoming event, that upcoming blood moon. And again, so the last one was the last time we had a blood moon eclipse was back in January 2019. But this is going to kind of complete cycles that were happening from May 2020 to present. And again, elevate and push us to the next chapter. The things that are going to come up to be released, make sure that you are releasing them. Make sure that you are okay with letting those things go. Try not to hold on to anything. And be open to new states of consciousness, higher states of consciousness. And again, allowing everything that wants to fall away to fall away. And because it's typically a direct message from the universe letting you know that this is not meant for you. Anyways, you can look that up online to get more information. It is the super total blood moon eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius for May 2021. As a reminder, before we get started, this is a general reading. Take it as it resonates. Not everything may be for you, and that is okay. So let's get started. Pile number 1 is going to be the moon. Pile number 2, the lightning bolt, and pile number 3, the star. Take a few minutes to ground, center yourself, and pause the video if you need to, but otherwise, let's get started. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose the moon crystal. That is pink amethyst, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look at, just want to make sure. I thought I picked more tarot cards out. So we are looking at any messages around the total blood moon eclipse in Sagittarius on May 26, 2021. Any messages? Okay, pile number 1. Let's get started. I may pick some additional tarot cards. I thought I had shuffled out more than 3, but it looks like 3 is what we have. All right, so pile number 1. We have the 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords, Ace of Wands. Pile number 1, this eclipse is going to be freeing you. For my pile number 1s, there's been self-imposed limitations. There's a sense of, this cannot happen for me. This is all that can happen for me. There's no way out. Because if we look at this 8 of Swords, right, she's kneeling before her mirror, and in the mirror she appears to be tied up and blindfolded. In reality, she's not. We can clearly see that where she's kneeling down, she's holding herself in that way. And the 8 of Swords is a card of mental anguish. It's kind of similar to the devil energy, where there is some bondage going on. Both of them are self-imposed. With the 8 of Swords, it's all in the mind. It's this energy of, I can't do this. I can't get to where I need to go. It's almost a little bit of victim mentality with love and respect, but I have to say it, pile number 1, because there is a sense of martyrdom to this 8 of Swords here. Then we have that 6 of Swords speaking to the fact that you are ready, that you want to leave behind this, you want to leave behind the rough waters and move towards calmer waters. You want to leave behind the things that are no longer serving you, the things that are keeping you, trapped in a way, the things that are keeping you from living your purpose. And this eclipse is going to highlight what thought processes are keeping you trapped. It's going to highlight the things that you need to walk away from. It's going to highlight the things that you need to leave behind. It's going to highlight the things that, and I think for many of my pile ones, this is going to have to do with belief systems and narratives. It's all in the mind. A lot of this is going to be mental energy. And this is going to help you transition into more freedom, into reaching your inspiration. For some of my pile number ones, it just feels like life is so dark at this time. Life is not moving necessarily. Life is not, there's no spark to life. There's no inspiration in your life. And you're moving from that energy of feeling stuck, of feeling like there's nothing for you, and transitioning into a time where you're able to tap into your inspiration, tap into potential, tap into opportunities. And this all has to do with the mind, right? Because I don't necessarily think it's outside of you. It almost feels like, even some anxiety, depression happening here for some of my pile number ones that's keeping you in a place of not even being able to reach your own inspiration, your own purpose, your own feeling of passion, your creativity. And you are moving beyond. You are learning to move beyond this energy into the Ace of Wands. And that's quite the jump. So I feel like for many of you, you've already been working on this. But you do tend to still fall into this lack mentality, into this victim mentality, into this, I don't know how to get out of the situation I'm in. But you've boxed yourself there lovingly, pile number one. I have to say it. For many of you, it's, you've boxed yourself in through what you believe is possible. So your perspective needs to expand a little bit more. And there's a personal evolution happening here. And spiritual, almost a spiritual awakening and transition, where you're going to be moving towards that Ace of Wands, or have the opportunity to, right? Everything is opportunity. Everything is a possibility. It's up to us if we want to take it. And there's kind of that seed of potential, seed of new ideas being planted with that Ace of Wands that is going to be available to you, and some creativity, some thinking outside of the box, so that you can see how I can go from this energy to this transition to living life in a way that is more in alignment with what I want and who I want to be. And so that I can manifest the things that I want, so that I can see the interconnectedness of it all, so that I can experience oneness consciousness. And again, you're being given the seeds of inspiration. For many of you, there's a third eye awakening happening with this full moon, with this blood moon eclipse in Sagittarius. There's kind of a sense of, for some of you, the third eye is opening up. So you're getting more in touch with your spiritual gifts. For others of you, it's a seed of potential. Like it almost looks like a little seed, like a seed is being planted where you are being given, you are feeling more hopeful, and you're also getting in touch with the things that you want to create in this universe, in this lifetime. I want to take a look at these 4. Unfinished symphony. Yeah. There's a transition that's happening here. There's something that's completing. We have the 10 there. And this is what's causing the transition. For some of you, this has already finished and you've been holding on to it. You've been holding on to the after effects. A little bit of self-sabotage happening here. Co-create, yeah. You are being given, with this Ace of Wands and this co-create card, you are being given the opportunity to co-create the life that you want. For many of you, you've been feeling so down and so trapped that you can't see a way to make happen the things that you do want. And for a few of you, you may not even be in touch with what it is that you want to manifest. Exchanging gifts. Yeah, there's this energy of abundance coming in. There's also more balance coming in. And Spirit is going to be helping you. Spirit is going to be handing you some opportunities, making them available to you. But you need to be in this Ace of Wands because right now you can't even see the opportunities that are available to you. Happy, happy. I love this card. Yeah, it's that energy of, for my pile ones, this is saying there's a lot of happiness that's yet to be tapped into, but there's a need to release a certain way of thinking and a certain belief. Some of you, it's a lack that no matter what, I'm not going to get to what I want to live. No matter what, I'm always going to be trapped. There's no way out for me. And this eclipse is highlighting that there is a way out, how to get out, and then with it bringing inspiration and bringing some new energy your way. Let's take a look at those two. The Deer, gentleness and diplomacy. And these are the, just additional messages. I did pull the Hawk, omens and messages. Yeah, I did pull an animal card for each pile. I will reveal that next. Pull that at the top. But with the Deer and the Hawk here, you're being asked to be gentle with yourself because there is a lot going on here. There's a very heavy, dense energy over my pile number ones, and it's going to be lifting, but there's a need to be gentle with yourself. And the Hawk is saying Spirit is sending messages. Spirit is trying to communicate with you. Spirit is helping you. Be open to receiving. Be open to observing these things, because the crows here represent Spirit there as well, where you are being guided. Spirit wants to help you find a way out. There are messages, there are omens, but you need to be open to it. You need to be receptive to them. And this is a reminder to remain receptive and also remain gentle with yourself as you go through this. Because this is not easy at all. This is not easy energy. And I do feel for many of you, you've been in this energy for a while. It doesn't feel like something new. It feels like something that has been persistent. Let's look at the animal. Look at this, rabbit, fertility. Your creativity is at its peak. You will be reaching a sense of creativity. It will be available to you. For some of you, there's a need to break out of routines. Do something different, drive a different way to work. If you are, maybe try journaling, try going out for a walk, try to change the routine, switch it up so that you can gain different perspectives. Sometimes just viewing something, that we have not seen before or going a different way can help open the perspective. Nature coming out very strongly for this group. Write down your ideas as you get them. Sit down and ask yourself, where do I want to be in the next 5 years, in the next year, 6 months, whatever it is for you. Take a look at these numerology cards. Compassion. Yeah, there's a need to be gentle and compassionate with yourself. Pile number 1. Personal growth. There's a lot of personal growth that's available to you at this time. That's why you're being asked to be compassionate. This is not easy energy to work through. This is not going to be a one and done. This eclipse is going to bring to light a lot of things, and it's going to start this process, but it's not going to fix it overnight. It's not going to be an instantaneous, I'm going to go from this 8 of Swords to, Ace of Wands. It's going to be the 26th of May, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow on the 27th, and I'm going to be at the Ace of Wands. But it is clarity that's going to clarify what needs to happen. There's an aha moment. It feels very, very clear cognizance for many of you, where it's just going to be kind of an instant download, an instant knowing, a realization of, okay, now I know what I need to do, or I know what I need to start doing. Because there's a lot of personal growth here, and it feels very spiritual. And this is as a result of something closing. With that 10 there, it's standing out very strongly to me. Something closed. A door closed for many, and that's what put you in that 8 of Swords. And for some of you, you're still trying to open that door, and that door is not meant for you. And that's where the perception of there is nothing for me is coming from. But in reality, you're just trying to go down the path that is not meant for you, that is not right for you. And that's why that door closed. Let's take a look here at what needs to be surrendered. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. And trust that the things that haven't worked out were not meant to work out for you, and that is okay. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. For some of you, that door that has, that closed or hasn't opened is not necessarily a no. It's just a not right now, because you need to move beyond certain energies. For some of you, you're trying to manifest something, but what you're trying to manifest is a lot smaller than what is meant for you. And Spirit wants you to work through that Eight of Swords energy before it brings in what is meant for you. Because right now, there's some self-sabotage happening. And there's a lack of self-compassion for some of you. Some of you are very harsh on yourself. You don't recognize how far you've come, but you do recognize how far you have yet to go. And Spirit is saying we want more gentleness. We want more compassion. We want more self-love here. And a lot of these things are going to be highlighted. Look at this. During this full moon. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. What was I just saying? That Eight of Swords is fear. It is fear and illusion taking over. It is worst case scenario. It is you sitting there saying there's no other option. There's no way out, without even looking to find the way out, without even opening yourself up to different possibilities. Celebrate every baby step forward and realize that you are not trapped, that there is a way out. It may not be the way out that you want. You may be looking for an open door and it's an open window, but there is a way out. There is a way out of this room. Let's see here. Sacred union. For some of you, this full moon could be bringing forth a connection. For most of you, I feel like this is about you connecting with yourself, connecting the masculine, and reconnecting with your soul. Because some of you feel like there's kind of been a disconnection between you and your higher self, a lack of trust. So for many of you, I do feel like this is more about you, a sacred union with yourself. Some of you, I want to keep it PG, right? Because we don't want general audiences. You should be over 18 if you're watching this, but I want to keep it PG. Some of you need to explore your body, pleasure, all that good stuff, because I'll hold it up. This one is standing out to me the most. But for others of you, for most of you, I feel like this is you coming back to yourself, you reconnecting to yourself and kind of coming back online. It feels like some of you have kind of been offline and on autopilot for a while because of this energy, this fear, this energy of nothing is going to change, nothing is going to go my way, I'm trapped. Lancelot, devotion, heroism, romance, chivalry. Could be romance coming in. Because now we have Sacred Union and Lancelot, which represents that romance. For some of you, you could be reconnecting to someone, you could be meeting someone, or you could be realizing why something hasn't worked or why you haven't been able to find what you are looking for in the romance department. This could have been a relationship ending for some of you, and you're still holding on. And that's messing with your purpose, that is messing with your connection to self, that is messing with your ability to co-create and be creative. There's some clarity coming in around that area. So actually, let me pick these two. Inner beauty. I cannot, Amaterasu, I believe. I cannot pronounce that, so I'm sorry. But yeah, there's a connection here to the body, to self-love, pleasure. Because now we have inner beauty, and this is about feeling good about yourself, being self-confident, reconnecting to what makes you beautiful, reconnecting to your self-worth. Perhaps for some, a relationship ended and it kind of you took a hit. It took a hit to, you took a hit to how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, how you connect with yourself, how you view pleasure. Perhaps a lack of pleasure for some of you. And that doesn't have to be physical. It could be how you experience playtime, how you allow yourself to be creative. But we have a lot of creativity here, which also ties in to the physical, to fertility, right? To the actual fertility. Fearlessness. Baba Yaga. Yeah. There's a need to let go of fears, and there are going to be fears highlighted for you with this eclipse. It's going to highlight what you are afraid of. It's going to highlight what you don't love about yourself and how you are keeping yourself small. This is about a belief in the narrative for some of you. I want to take a look at this. What can I burn? Some of you, a ritual where you are burning something can be very helpful. And it says, burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Yes, I was saying this, some sort of journaling. For some of you, a ritual where you are writing down what you are releasing and burning it would be very helpful. A full moon ritual on that eclipse. So the 26th of this month, May 2021. You have internalized something. You've been here. I kind of sense this. For many of you, you've been in this energy for a while. You could have been in this energy since May of 2020. You could have been in this energy since the last eclipse, which was January 2019. Some of you even longer. And I am so sorry if that's the case. Because this is, it's harsh energy. This is self-care that you can do around this eclipse and after it. Look at this. Some of you need to get in touch with your body. We have creativity, sacred union, inner beauty. There was something else, and I can't remember what it was. Lancelot, which was all about romance and kind of getting in touch with self. Ace of Wands. Yeah, some of you really need to get back in touch with your body. Some of you need to figure out what brings pleasure, not only physically, emotionally, mentally, in all aspects of life, spiritually, and you need to get back in touch with that. This is going to be highlighted for you. Some of you are completely out of touch with your body. You have kind of disassociated with your body to the point where you are not in touch with it. It's almost like a numb feeling for some of you. It's time to get back in touch with your body. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. What do you need? Sync with the moon. Yeah, this is speaking to how the moon affects us all. Sync with the moon is also about learning the cycles. Because what is the moon? The moon is cycles. Cycles that are constantly happening. Checking in, if I'm feeling tired today, what's going on with the moon? What phase of the moon is happening today? How can I work with the moon and with Mother Nature? Some of you really need to get in touch with the body, though. Let's look at these two. Radical expansion. I believe that's the dragon spirit. Some of you could be born year of the dragon. Some of you, or year of the snake. Some of you, this is also about working with the dragon, stepping into your power. Healing. Beautiful. You are healing, pile number 1. And this doesn't feel so great, but you are healing and you are growing as a result. And there's going to be a big shift in your healing and how fast it starts to move with this eclipse. Connection. I am connected to the multitudes, and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. You guys have been so disconnected from self and even from others in some cases. This had to do with a romantic relationship for some of you, not all of you. Some of you are trying to draw one in, but you need to work past this in order to do it. Like, you can't bring someone in if you don't go outside, if you're not willing to connect with others. Congratulations, you have been given one of the most powerful superpowers there is, forgiveness. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is, you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. That's the second time we see forgiveness show up. Who you need to forgive or what? What did I say? Nature for this pile. It's time to unleash your inner hippie and step outside of that man-made box. Some of you need to get into the body so you can get out of the mind as well. Take a walk in the woods, smell those flowers, hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find that even then, those trees will hug you back. Trees comes from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. Some of you have been on autopilot. What did I say? It's time to step out into nature. Get out there. If you feel yourself getting stuck in the mind, break free from it by getting out there. All right, pile number 1, that's all I have. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comment section. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose the Lightning Bolt. Put that there. And we are looking at messages around the eclipse coming up May 26, 2021 in Sagittarius. So we're going to start with tarot. And look at kind of the overall energies. Then we're going to get into the oracle cards. Tower. Major change here for you guys. Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. All right. For my pile 2s, this eclipse is going to bring about change. It feels like perhaps for some of you, I'm kind of getting 2 messages here. For some of you, things have been quite slow. Not a lot is moving, not a lot is happening. It just feels a little bit stagnant. You've been perhaps trying to juggle a few responsibilities, but overall, there isn't much excitement, much movement. But you are moving towards a time where you're going to be able to connect to your passions and also bring in a little bit more fun, a little bit more spontaneity into your life. For others of you, you've been overworking. Like, this just feels like everything is responsibilities. There's no time for fun. There's no time for a break. There's no time to do, there's no time to experience the things that you love to do or even find out what those things are. And this eclipse is going to be highlighting, bringing about unexpected change. Something is going to shift. For many of you, this feels like an internal shift of realizing I can't continue the way that I'm going. Something needs to give. I need to change something in order to continue to move forward. And you're going to be able to bring in more playtime, more fun activities. And for some, this has to do with, things are opening back up. And this is you getting back out there and kind of doing the things that you love and not needing to kind of be cooped up in a house, or everything is closed and you can't get out there. Take that as it resonates, depending on where you are at and how safe it is for you to be out there. But it just feels like a lot of outdoor activities, kind of reconnecting to the things that you love and reconnecting to self. Now, some of you, it's going to be a little bit of the opposite. Some of you, this eclipse is going to make you kind of focus on the things that you do want to create. Overall, for everyone, though, there's this sense of needing to prioritize what is important. And there's kind of this moment, and I feel like this tower moment is internal. I feel like it's kind of an aha moment that happens internally, where you kind of have a realization of, this is what matters to me. I've kind of been splitting my time up between a few things, between two things, between whatever it is, fill in the blank. But this is what matters to me. Some of you have a passion project that you've been trying to get off the ground, but you're spending a lot of time on something else, on something, perhaps, you're trying to start a business, but you're spending a lot of time on your current job, which I absolutely get. But there's also kind of a need to juggle and balance things out a little bit more and figure out which one matters the most. And try to prioritize where your time and where your attention is going. For very few of you, this could be you meeting someone else for a romantic relationship. That feels for very few of you. Overall, this feels like very focused on self and where your attention is being placed and how you are approaching things. For some of you, there's a passion project that you want to get off the ground, and you've been approaching it from a place of hard work, which is a good thing, right? But you've kind of lost it. You lost touch with the fun, with the passion of it, and you are reconnecting to that passion. You are reconnecting to the reason why you even want this thing. Let's take a look at some of the other cards here. Take a look at these guys. Regeneration. Yeah, some of you, there's a regeneration around something here. This could be a job, a career, a passion project, a relationship, fill in the blank. But there's this energy of the way I was going about it wasn't necessarily working, and I'm figuring out what needs to happen in order for it to work the way I want it to. Poised. Then we have Yang. Yeah, you're taking more action. This is going to show you how you can take more action and how to make that focused action count. Because I don't necessarily feel like there was no action happening, but it feels like it wasn't getting you where you wanted to go as fast as you wanted to get there. There could have been some stalling for some, but overall, I don't feel like things came to a complete stop. Orphaned. Yeah, there's a sense of whatever this was, there was kind of a loss of passion. Kind of just going with the flow, doing what needed to be done, but especially if this was a project, even a relationship, it's almost like, yeah, I was very passionate about this. I was very into this person. I was very into this dream, into this idea, into this business that I wanted to create. But it kind of became boring to me, and I was kind of just going with the flow, doing things that needed to be done. And this is about you reigniting that passion. For very few of you, fully walking away from it if you're no longer passionate about whatever this is. For some of you, feeling left out, feeling down, feeling like you have no support around whatever this is. Some of you will have the opportunity to delegate. But for the grand majority, this is kind of you sparking a change happening so that you feel reconnected to whatever this is. And if you cannot feel reconnected to it, that you know that it wasn't meant for you, and you're able then to move forward from it. There's a part of this that's going to close out. There's a closing. 6 + 4, 10, and then we have the 1. Some part of this is going to close out. It could be the way that you were approaching it, whatever this is, because it could be many things for many different people. But there's a closing of a chapter in it and an opening of a new one. For most people, it's just kind of a slight change. For others, it could be just completely closing the book and starting a new one. Let's take a look at these Power of Surrender cards, what needs to be released. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. For some of you, this could be about a relationship. If so, you could be feeling left out by this person, unloved. There could be some arguing happening. If this is about a relationship, you will be receiving clarity from Spirit, from your higher self, as to what the next steps are. There is a need to be a little bit more yielding. Allow people to have their own perspective. Sometimes we can agree to disagree, depending on what it is, of course. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Yeah, there's this energy of you falling into the mundane and you're kind of missing the excitement. Some of you started a project, you started a relationship, and it's gotten stale. It feels like it needs something to change, a shake-up. And some of you are actually wanting this Tower moment because things feel so stagnant. But there's a need to bring balance here. There's a need to, yes, you can bring in more spontaneity, you can bring in more excitement, enthusiasm, but you need to also actively take a role in that. And you need to change your approach. Some of you are wanting change, but you're waiting for this change to come in, and this eclipse is going to teach you that you're going to have to create the change. Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. What did I tell you guys? There's an aha moment happening with that Tower card. I don't feel like for most of you, this Tower card is something outside of you. It feels like something that is just going to click into place. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. Be yielding, become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Some of you are having issues with someone in your life. Or you're not communicating, you are just kind of, you're not sharing. So for some of you, you're not telling the other person or these other people involved how you're feeling. You're internalizing this, and it's kind of just, I'm remaining poised. I'm kind of just here and I'm waiting for change, but I'm not necessarily taking action. The energy is overall stagnant at this time. Look at how still all of these cards are. She's the only one, and this is what the goal is. This is what's possible. But everybody else is just kind of standing still, just kind of taking in the position that they're in without creating much change. You're going to be given the opportunity to create change here, but you need to be more yielding. We cannot always be right. We cannot always get our way. There needs to be compromise in life, especially in relationships, pile number 2. Focus. What do you need to focus on, pile number 2? The Serpent, knowledge and healing. There's a lot of healing here available to you. For some of you, I said this at the beginning, this energy of needing to prioritize what matters at this time. Some of you, you have a lot of things happening, And it's time to prioritize which matters more. Which is most important to you at this time? What requires your attention? Let's take a look at the animal that came up for you. Hummingbird joy, lighten up. Lighten up, pile number 2. Some of you are going to have the opportunity to lighten up a little bit. Again, be more yielding. Some of you are taking things very seriously. It feels very mundane. It feels like life has become very black and white. There's a need for more joy here. Laughter. Lightening up, right? Lighten up. Let's take a look at these 2 numerology cards. I could have picked those up a lot better. Effort. There's something that you're going to have to put effort in. It's this energy, what did I say? It feels like you're kind of just waiting for something to come to you, or waiting for someone to realize something. And lovingly, that's not how life works. You need to communicate. You need to put put yourself out there. Talk to others. Create the change that you want to see. Prioritize the things that you want to focus on. Go after the joy. Be open to it. You can't just sit at home and be, you can't just sit somewhere and wait for things to happen. That's not how it always works. Nature. For some of you, there's a need to step out into nature more. Get some fresh air. For someone here, a hike can be very, very helpful. Let's take a look at what we have here. The white spring, protection, gratitude, healing, energy. There's a lot of healing here. We have the snake and the white spring with healing. There's going to be healing available to you, and this eclipse is going to bring up what needs to heal. For some of you, you can be quite rigid. And sometimes we need to be yielding to others, and sometimes we need to realize that we can't always be right. Right? Surrender your need to always be right. Some of you need to communicate with someone. The other world, rebirth, everlasting, the ethereal journey. Yeah. There's a rebirth that needs to happen here. The unicorn horn is also very healing. So it's very interesting that we have healing and healing there. It was said to be very healing. And we have the owl. There's wisdom there. There's wisdom coming to you, pile number 2. Endurance. Scotty, I believe that's how you say that. Scald? Is that scald? I am sure I will be corrected. I apologize. But that card representing endurance. And health. Some of you need to exercise more. Some of you, and we have that snake there again. Some of you are being called to take care of your body. Some of you, some of this yielding is also for yourself, because some of my pile 2s, the rigidness that you have taken on and how mundane things have become is actually starting to affect your health. You're starting to, your energy is not feeling as high as it once was. It's this energy of needing to bring in more spontaneity, needing to bring in more enthusiasm, more energy. For some of you, your energy is quite low at this time, and this is an opportunity to boost it back up. Getting fresh air would be very helpful for my pile number 2s. If you feel called to schedule a visit with your primary care physician, just check in, especially if you're not feeling your usual self. This isn't to scare anyone, just, sometimes it could be vitamins, whatever the case is. But I am not a medical professional. So that is why I'm saying if you feel called to schedule a visit with your primary care. What else could this mean? This could be a journal question. And it says, there are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at the situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask yourself, what could this mean? Pile number 2, that is exactly the wording here. I wish I would have shown this card earlier so we could have read this, because this is a trigger. There are things that trigger you in other people, and instead of being able to talk it through and look within yourself, some of you are completely shutting down. Some of you are not letting people be right. Some of you are losing relationships because of this. Lovingly, I say that. And if you don't care that that's happening, that's fine. But if you do care and you're feeling low energy and you're feeling unsupported and you're feeling stuck and you're just feeling like not much is moving, that's something that you need to deal with. And there's going to be an aha moment around this for you. So it says, today's soul action. Is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this moment? Or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. If it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? For many of you, this has to do with other people. Absolutely. It's clear as day now. For many of you, this has to do with other people. And those other people are mirroring things back to you. And Spirit is saying it's time to look within and look at the patterns and figure out why things are triggering you. And also look at things from other people's perspectives. There are things that are completely, that you cannot compromise on. That's fine. If that's the case, lovingly let them go if you feel the need to. But for many things, it's okay to understand that someone else may have a different perspective. That you don't have to agree with everyone on everything, that you can let people have their experience. Because how they experience life is completely different from how you did. And that you can actually learn from other people. This is self-care that you can do around this time, before, after, during. Chanting, kind of meditating, sitting there chanting affirmations. The can be very, I probably did that very badly, but I do chanting on my own. Can be very helpful for you. So chanting, whether you're doing Sanskrit, whether you are doing just affirmations, whatever it is, look into chanting if that feels like it resonates, and drink water, hydrate. Make sure that you're getting enough water. For me, hydrate is also speaking of make sure that you're allowing things to flow, because what does water do? It flows. Let's take a look at these two, and then we'll get the final messages. Furred and feathered friends. For some of you, there's a need to connect with some animals, whether it's a spirit animal, which you got the hummingbird, or it could be a pet. For some of you, the environment can be very important. Perhaps you are vegan, vegetarian, and that could be what you're disagreeing with people about. If that's the case, remember, not everyone's perspective is the same. You cannot change everyone's mind. Trust me, I get it. For others of you, there's a pet that's helping you at this time. I can't say it. Manifestia. This is talking about you can manifest. You can create the life you want, but you need to allow things to flow. You need to allow transformation to happen. This eclipse is going to help you manifest, but you need to be open to it. You need to be more yielding. Some of you are trying to control how everything is unfolding, and it's not helping you. Let's take a look at these final two messages. Communicate. Pile number 2. You need to communicate with someone. Wonder how that person's feeling. Ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling. Tell them. Yeah. Some of this is just even miscommunication. Some of you are waiting for someone to realize that you were upset. And lovingly, that's not always going to happen. You've just been drafted into the communication army, where there is a strict do ask, do tell policy. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding which is compromise. If you don't, assumption will just make asses of everyone, including the person who came up with the aphorism. Absolutely. Some of you just need to communicate, and this eclipse is going to bring the opportunity for communication. Options. As I open to the abundant possibility of my life's path, I'm reminded that I always have unlimited options. Life is a buffet, and I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest without limiting thoughts. Like, you can't put mac and cheese on your baked potato. Absolutely, why can't you? But yeah, pile number 2. If you take anything away from this reading, is you may need to talk to someone. Lovingly, respectfully, it's time to talk to someone and kind of clear some things up, especially if things have been coming up. For others of you, this is about creating more movement and kind of stepping out of the mundane, stepping out of routine and prioritizing what is important to you and kind of doing things differently. You have options. All right, pile number 2, that is all I have for you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know when I post next. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose the star. So let's get started. We're going to look at tarot first, and this is any messages that want to come in around this eclipse on May 26, 2021. Queen of Wands. Okay, I'm liking this. King of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Okay. Pile number 3. Like this energy so far. For my pile number 3s, this eclipse is going to bring more balance between your mind and your soul. There's also an opportunity here to learn something or to expand on something else. There's going to be a lot of downloads of new ideas, of things that you want to explore. I want to say, though, for my pile number 3s, this energy is going to be a bit restless. So make sure, be mindful of that, because I feel like you're going to be feeling very restless around this eclipse and after it, before, during, and after. There's going to be kind of this restless energy. A lot of ideas flowing in, a lot of things that you want to go after. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion. The advice here for my pile number 3s is make sure that you are not taking on too much. Out of all the ideas that you're getting, out of all the projects that you want to take on, out of all, whatever it is, focus and choose and prioritize. Don't scatter your energy, because if you scatter it, you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve. For many of you, whatever those ideas are, write them down, sit with them, and choose which one is priority to you. I feel like for my pile number 3s, there's going to be one idea that is going to be the main idea that requires your attention at this time. For some of you, it's going to be a creative idea. Something like perhaps writing, drawing, painting, doing maybe something on YouTube, like a blog, some sort of podcast. It could even be something with communication, something where you are communicating to others, some sort of sharing ideas with others, but it's one main idea. Focus on it. Don't pick 5 different things and try to make 5 different things happen at once. This eclipse is going to help you narrow down. It's going to give you the ideas. For some of you, you already have multiple ideas that you want to go after, that you want to ground into reality. For others of you, you will be receiving them in the next few days or right after that eclipse, like around that time frame. But for those of you that are already aware, it's almost, that for those of you that already have certain projects, ideas in place, this is going to tell you which one has a higher chance of success or which one you feel more passionate about. There's a need to observe. Be discerning. Again, if you are having 4 ideas, don't take all 4 of them and try to master them at once and try to make them a reality at once. Choose, and Spirit is going to help you. Look at the birds. They're giving her those ideas, but they're also giving her guidance. Choose which one you want to master. which one you want to go after and give it your all. Take your time. Don't try to rush through this. Look at those moon cycles there on that Eight of Pentacles representing the passage of time, taking your time with this. For some of you, this is going to be a business idea coming in. Some sort of entrepreneur idea. There is a message here for someone, or a few of you, take it as it resonates. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to quit your source of income to make this happen. There's a need to not be rash. There's a need to not rush through things. Grow it slowly, but just make sure that you're not focusing on like 10 different projects at once. That you can dedicate your free time or a good amount of time to this one project to make it happen, because it can be very successful for you, pile number 3. Very interesting. Let's see what else we have here. I feel like for some of you, for many of you, this has to do with communication and some sort of creativity. A change in the wind. Yeah, there's a new idea coming and there's change coming. This is going to help you change the trajectory of your life. 1 + 2, 3, communication. This has to do, you're going to be sharing information. It has to do with communicating with others. For some of you, again, YouTube, podcast, some sort of social media's account where you're sharing information. It's going to vary from person to person what that exactly is, though. To be fair, make sure that you are following the rules. Don't take any shortcuts. That's why I'm saying pick one idea, because it's going to be highlighted to you which one requires attention at this time. Don't scatter your energy. Go by the book. Take one step at a time. Go from A to B, B to C. Don't try to go from A to F and then from F to R, if you know what I mean. Take it one step at a time. Be very present in this. Also, balance your time. Make sure that you are dedicating enough time to whatever this is. And for some of you, it's going to be some sort of business idea or creative project that's going to require you to hold a job and still be able to do this. It's going to keep you busy, but you're going to have the energy to do this because this is something that you are passionate about. But this has the opportunity to grow into something that you will not need a second source of income. But you have to give it time. Peace. Yeah, this is gonna, some of you have been conflicted, and this eclipse is gonna come with, a sense of peace, a sense of knowingness, with wisdom. And whatever this is gonna kind of feel very peaceful to you. It's gonna feel right to you. With that 2 + 3 being 5, change as well coming in. But that change is it's gonna actually bring more peace into your life. Chop wood, focus, yeah. It's this energy of focus on what's on hand. Don't try to rush through this. Don't try to cut corners. Very almost Saturn energy of make sure that you are focusing fully on learning this, on doing what needs to be done. Don't take shortcuts. Don't try to, whatever that is. Don't try to skip some steps. Don't try to claim that you are an expert if you're still learning. Be open to learning and mastering this fully. Allow its incubation period by being present. Sweep the floors, mop the floors, sweep the floors, take your time. Wax on, wax off. That's the energy that's coming in, taking your time. Because if you rush this, you could potentially, it's not going to have the highest outcome it can have. That's what's coming in. Let's see what this is. The Grail Knight, romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. Yeah, for some of you, this has to do with your purpose. This is something that you're very passionate about. And you're finally going after it. Just don't try to rush it. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't rush this. Change is coming. It's going to work, but go by the book. Take your time. Make sure that it's something in alignment with your truth. Disruption. Yeah, some of you, the energy is very, very restless. Some of you have many ideas that you want to bring to life. And there's going to be a need to kind of focus. With disruption here, some of you, if you were to try to rush through this, if you were to try to skip the steps and go from, okay, this is my idea, to fully let me launch it, let me let everybody know, that's why I'm saying allow it its incubation period. It's not going to have the highest outcome that it can have. For some of you, you are still learning, you are still mastering this skill. So for some of you, this feels kind of new, like 6 months to a year where you started to kind of go after this. For some of you, it's even shorter, like 3 to 6 months. And you're very excited about it. And it feels like you're looking at perhaps competition around you, and it's making you want to speed things up. But this is saying take your time. Don't disrupt the process. Fully focus, because you have the ability to master this and become great at it. Give yourself that opportunity. I'm going to take a look at these two. Completion. Yeah. This needs to be taken from 1 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your time. Relationship change. For some of you, this could be about a relationship. I'm not really getting that. For others of you, it could be that a relationship change kind of finally put you into the flow of this thing. Now, we did have romance and now we have relationship change. So I am going to kind of speak to, it could have to do with a relationship. If this has to do with a relationship, this is saying remain present, especially if a relationship has ended. Remain present. It was a disruption that was meant to happen. Focus on your purpose. Focus on the things that you are passionate about. Focus on yourself. Master yourself. For some of you, if this is about a relationship ending, this is speaking to the fact that you could take a break and you don't necessarily have to engage in another relationship right away. Kind of getting to know self. Let's see what Power of Surrender has to say. Surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. I do feel like for most of you, this is a project. And the surrender procrastination is saying, do it right. Do it right. Don't try to rush it. There's a little bit of self-sabotage with procrastination. And sometimes we try to rush something through. Because if we don't put our all into it and it fails, then that way it feels better. Take your time, master it, study it, learn from experience, perfect it. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. This is about a passion project for most of you. A business idea, something along those lines. And this is saying, let go of the idea that it cannot work, or let go of the idea that you have to be on a certain timeline for it to work. For some of you, you've been putting this off because you don't feel like you can actually succeed in it, or you can make a living off of it. And it's going to be a slow start, but you can absolutely get there. You just need to put your all in it. Body, heart, and soul into this. Take your time with it. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. I'm getting the sense of comparisons. That's what I'm getting. But the people pleasing, absolutely, that can be highlighted as well. But I'm getting the sense that some of you are looking at what everybody else is doing and it's making you nervous because you don't feel like you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Let go of that. Some of you need to disconnect. For example, if you are creating, a YouTube channel, perhaps disconnect from YouTube channels that do things that are similar to yours, because that way you won't compare to how they're doing it, how many subscribers they have. If you're trying to create a podcast and you're doing it in mental health, don't look at what everyone else is doing, because it's going to affect the way that you approach it. kind of disconnect and allow your own creative process, your own ideas to come into themselves and to guide you. Let's see what animals we have here for you. Butterfly, transformation. Get ready for a big breakthrough. Yeah. Things are changing. Things are happening, pile number 3. It's just a need for you to see things through, pick the right ideas, make sure that you go with what you're passionate about, but also take your time. The caterpillar does not become the butterfly overnight. It takes time. Dragonfly, illusion. You know who you really are. Don't let anyone come in and try to tell you what you should do. Don't let people influence your decisions. It is not up to them. It is up to you. For some of you, you are finally, the eclipse is bringing certain illusions around what's possible. That scarcity again, right? That energy of if I don't know that I can go after this fully. I don't know if I can dedicate myself to this fully. Can I make a living off of this? For some of you, this is a business idea or some sort of creative project that could be very lucrative. If you are resonating with the relationship here, this is talking about you are finally seeing through why that had to end, because this does feel like if this is about a relationship, the relationship is either on a break or it ended. It completed, it ended, there was a cycle there. There's a transformation happening. And you're realizing why it ended or what needed to change if you want to pursue it again. But for many, if it's a relationship, it feels like it was an end. It doesn't feel like a break. It feels more like an end. Chalice Hill, yin and yang, wellness, faith, balance. Yeah, you are reconnecting with your inner masculine and inner feminine. You are bringing more balance in. For some of you, you are reconnecting to faith and what is possible. For some of you, you are reconnecting to the divine feminine. You are being more receptive. You are allowing yourselves to believe more. So you are, allowing yourself to believe more. To experience. To let go of this, scarcity. To let go of this idea of what is possible. To allow transformation. To allow yourself to know who you truly are. Then we have Camelot, aspiration, ideals, honor, trust. A lot of you, this has to do with a project, with a business idea, with something that you're trying to connect to. And this eclipse is clearing up. It's showing you who you truly are. It is connecting you to your aspirations, and it is allowing you to go after the things that matter, the projects that matter, the business ideas that matter. Let's see. Let's take a look at this guy. Ooh. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? And this one says, the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Be grateful. You are being summoned to more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. You expect nothing and are grateful for everything. You will experience extreme fulfillment. Absolutely. There's a lot of transformation here, and there's kind of a getting down to what matters. What matters to me? What do I want to go after? Let's take a look at these two. Amethyst, and it says willpower. Yeah, you are connecting to your willpower, to the things that matter to you, to the things that you want to accomplish. Ishtar, passion. We have willpower and passion. This is you going after your passions. This is you going after your purpose, what you want to create in this world. Pile number 3. I am sorry. My camera died midway through. But you're reconnecting to your passions, to your willpower, to your purpose. And that's what this eclipse is going to be doing for you. Let's take a look. This is going to be self-care that you can do leading up, during, and after the eclipse. Positive affirmations. Didn't you guys have chanting? Or am I making that up? No, that was a different pile. Positive affirmations. Plan a vacation. For some of you, there's a need to change the routine. You could be going on vacation. You could be exploring. I know things are starting to open back up. But for a lot of you, that plan a vacation is also talking about doing things differently, stepping out of the routine. For some of you, even a drive to a different town, a different city, somewhere, going somewhere where you haven't been before can be very helpful to kind of get your mind out of the same, out of stagnancy. And this one says, I love myself. I choose love, brave, beautiful, worthy, grateful, healthy, happy. Those are the affirmations written on her. So yeah, I would do, if you're thinking about planning a vacation, this eclipse is going to be a good time to do it. Or you may have kind of an inkling of where you need to go. Sacral chakra, core of creation. Look at that pile number 3. You are engaging the sacral. This is some sort of creativity, passion project, business idea. You are creating. Work with your sacral chakra. Make sure that you are doing some work with it. Make sure that, you're keeping it nice and smooth. Obviously work with all the chakras, but special focus on the sacral. And the violet flame, which is all about transformation. Violet integration is actually named after the violet flame because the violet flame was so helpful in my own journey. But the violet flame is transformative. If you feel called to, you can use the affirmations for the violet flame, which is I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. You can replace God with, love, universe, whatever it is, if you don't feel comfortable with the word God. But that is the violet flame mantra that you can use as an affirmation. It was life-changing for me. One of the reasons I got this deck was because it had that card. Joy. To enjoy something, I simply need to add joy to it. Joy is like butter. I can put it on anything and it'll make it way better. Today I will add joy to everything. Really slather it on. Today I am Orville Redenbacher of joy. And life's popcorn is about to get it. Some of you may need to eat some popcorn. Now I want popcorn. Perseverance. Don't give up. See things through. I haven't even read this. Don't give up. See things through. Make sure that you go from A to Z. Don't try to skip steps. Master your skills. Persevere. Let go of procrastination as well, pile number 3. And it says, it seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier, blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. Do what you need to do, but get there. Don't give up. Don't procrastinate. There's a lot of healing transformation. There's a lot of abundance with this. You need to see it all the way through, though, pile number 3. You can't cut the corners. Don't try to cut corners. Go by the book. Learn it fully. Master it. Give yourself time to truly dedicate to whatever this is. All right, pile number 3. That is all I have for you. If you like this reading, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know if you have suggestions for future videos. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.